Hello everyone, I hope everyone is having a good day. Today is 19th of May 2024, and in this video I'm gonna do a quick overview of the imbalances strategy on NinjaTrader 8 that you can download on my website automatedtrading.ch. So in this video I'm gonna show you how you can download and install this strategy on your NinjaTrader 8 software, and I'm going to explain the logic behind its entries and exits. And then I'm going to go through the parameters one by one and explain how to use them and what they are used for. And finally, I'm going to show you how you can do a backtest and optimize to search for the best parameters to use. But before we begin, here's a quick disclaimer. So you should do your own research before trading, and nothing in this video is financial advice. So let's begin. So to download the imbalances strategy, you should go to automatedtrading.ch and look for the stacked imbalances strategy under the NinjaTrader strategies. And for there, you can see the product page and browse all the sections. I strongly recommend that you read all the sections before using the strategy. Before we begin, I want to specify two things. The first thing is that this strategy is a premium strategy. It means you need to have a subscription on my website to be able to use it on live trading mode. But without the subscription, you can use it to do backtests, to test. You can do it on historical mode, or you can backtest on the replay mode on NinjaTrader 8. Also, you can optimize to search for the best parameters. But to use it on live trading, you need to have a subscription. The second thing is that if you go to Prequisites, you can see that you need the order flow package enabled on your NinjaTrader account. And the way to verify this is that you should go to NinjaTrader here and click on the help section and about. And from there, you will see something like this in this window. And you will need to see the order flow plus enabled on your NinjaTrader. So to download the strategy, you need to go to this download and installation instructions section, and from there you click on the download imbalances strategy. So the last update here I'm talking on this date was the last update was on 17th of May, so 2 days ago. So you make sure that you download the last version. You click on the download imbalance strategy, and there you can see the download file. And then from there you can go to NinjaTrader and click on Tools, Import, NinjaScript Add-on, and you select the file, the zip file that you downloaded. And from there you can you should see a success image, a success message, sorry, saying that the file was installed. And from there you can create open a new chart. Sorry, I will do this. So from there you open a new chart. For example, we're gonna go with the MES contract. Let's select a time frame that I use, which is the volume 5000. You should select tick replay, and let's select a custom range. So let's select the week that this last week. It started from the 13th of May until the 17th of May, and we leave all these other parameters as default, and we click OK. Bring the chart. I should show this chart trader panel from here, and then I can add my strategy that I just installed, which is the imbalances strategy right here. I click add, and I will show you next the parameters, and I'm going to go through all the parameters and explain what they do. Okay, so let me explain a little bit the logic behind the strategy. So this strategy is based on imbalances on volume between the ask and the bid side. So if I enable this strategy here, and will show you a quick example of what I mean by imbalances. So it's loading. It's okay. So imbalances in volume are differences between the ask and the bid volume on a certain price. So these imbalances are displayed here with these rectangles. So here in yellow, you have the bid side imbalance, which is generally speaking, are indicator of aggressive selling volume, uh, uh, aggressive selling volume on these prices. And on the blue here, you have ask side imbalances, which are generally indicative of aggressive buying activity. So the logic behind the strategy is that if we detect stacked imbalances, and you have individual imbalances which are on the bid ask on a one bid ask level, and if you have stacked, it means a grouped imbalances that are very close to each other. This may mean that there is aggressive activity here to sell and to push the price lower. So if you notice here we have stacked sell imbalances that have driven the price lower, and here you have a buy stacked imbalance that eventually pushed the price higher. So it doesn't work every time. Of course, it's not as simple as that, because you can have buy imbalances that doesn't push the price higher, and you can have sell imbalance that doesn't push the price lower. But generally speaking, these imbalances have a high probability of showing that in the future the price will, in fact, these imbalances show that there is an aggressive activity by buyers or sellers to push the price in a certain direction. So this is the logic behind this strategy. Of course, it doesn't work every time, because, for example, here we have a strong sell activity here, but the price went up eventually. So this is a false signal. It's not very in trading, you don't have to be 100% right all the time, but you need a certain success probability to be profitable on the long run. So this is the logic behind the strategy. It is based on stacked imbalances, and so the entries. So let me show you first the imbalances parameters. So let me start by showing you the parameters, and let me start by the imbalances section. So to detect an imbalance, the strategy will calculate a ratio. The ratio is calculated between the strong side volume divided by the weak side volume. So here we need to have at least 3 times volume between the ask or bid to be able to say that this can be an imbalance. And of course, and then this is the first parameter. Ratio is 3. Generally, I use the value of 3 or 4. Then you have the minimum imbalance volume. So this volume can vary between the instrument. So here, for example, we are on the micros ES. I set here the volume to be 45. Of course, you can choose to use another value for this parameter. But for example, if you set this to the ES, the mini ES, then the volume 45 will be very small. You need to increase it a little bit because the volume on the ES is greater than the volume on the micros. Of course, on the NQ, for example, you have different range of volume, so you need to backtest and you need to test different values. But for generally speaking, for the MES, I tend to use the value of 40 or 50. I don't go beyond that because it will be very rare to see stacked imbalance on the micros with a very high volume. The next parameter is the maximum imbalance gap. So the stacked imbalance are not always perfect. You can have stacked imbalances that have gaps between their levels. So here I add some tolerance to not skip some imbalances, stacked imbalances, sorry. So here I set the maximum gap to the minimum level, which is 1. You can increase this to 2, for example, and then you can see more stacked imbalance because you have more tolerance on the detection of those stacked imbalance. So for example, for NQ or MNQ, for the NASDAQ futures, the value of 1 will not detect any stacked imbalance because the volatility of the the NQ is very high, so it's very, very rare to see stacked imbalance that are perfectly stacked. So you need to increase this. For MNQ, for example, put 2 here, put the value of 2 for MNQ. The next parameter, which is the minimum stacked imbalance count. So generally speaking, to have a stacked imbalances, you need to see at least 3 imbalances in this cluster of imbalances. You can increase this, but the more you increase this parameter value, the fewer stacked imbalance you will see. Okay, so the next parameters I'm going to explain are the parameters related to entries also. So the strategy implements 2 entry setups. The first one is the stacked imbalance entry, and the second one is the trap traders entry. The stacked imbalances entry is the normal way to, or the direct way to consider an imbalance. So if we see an imbalance, we think that the price will follow this aggressive buying or selling, and we expect the price to follow whether it is a buy side imbalance or a sell side imbalance. So this is the stacked imbalance entry. There's a second type of an entry, which is the trap traders entry. And the trap traders entry will look for a stacked imbalance, also with the same settings, but when it sees a buy side imbalance like this one, it will wait for reversal. And this entry is known as the trapped traders entry because some traders will try to follow the trend, and when they will buy aggressively to push the trend further high or low, but then the market will reverse and will make them trapped, and they will need to sell or buy their positions to close the positions, and this will push the price further in the reversal. So this second setup is called the trap traders entry, and it will enter on reversal. So you can enable or disable each entry setup. Here I enabled the both, but you can choose whether you want to only enter on a reversal mode with this trap traders entry or on trend mode. Now this is this difference between trend and reversal can also be specified in another parameter, which only which is going to be only applied on the stacked imbalance entry here. So if you take this parameter, the stacked imbalance entry mode, now this parameter only concerns this other parameter which is above it. So this entry mode will affect the above parameter. So this entry mode has three options: trend following, reversal, or auto. So let's disable this trap trade. So let's forget about the trap traders entry, and we only enable this stacked imbalance entry. So also in this entry mode, also in this entry, we can choose whether to go with the trend or go in reversal, or let the algorithm decide which mode to do. Also, this can be modified or specified on the actions button on the chart panel section. So let the strategy run a little bit. Okay, so here also you can change the entry mode. So if you click here, you can switch between the modes on live and so for example, if you see that the market is ranging and you decide that whenever you see a buy stacked imbalance, you want to go short, and whenever you see a short stacked imbalance, you're going to go long, then you can set the entry mode to reversal, or you can specify this to trend. So because you see that the market is trending. So this is for semi-automatic trading mode. But you can set this to full automatic mode using the value of parameters set to auto. If you set this to auto, then the algorithm will try to analyze the market, and it will set whether we are in a trend mode or reversal mode automatically. And this is what I'm going to explain in the following section. Okay, so the next parameters that I am going to explain are the entry setup parameters. So as you can see in this entry setup section, that the strategy exposes two entry setup methods. So the first one is trap traders entry setup, and the second one is the stacked imbalances entry setup. I will first go through the first one. So I will disable this one and only keep the trap traders entry setup. I will enable the strategy, and we will wait a little bit so that the strategy will execute on the last week. So the trap trader entry setup is a straightforward entry setup that doesn't need any parameter configuration. It is a setup that will get triggered when there is a stacked imbalance that occur between the body of the candle and the wick, and it will go in the inverse direction. So for example, here we have a stacked sell imbalance on a green candle that occurred on the wick of the candle. So the algorithm will detect that this happened, and it will wait for a confirmation. If you set the entry mode to wait for confirmation, it will wait for the next candle to close above the candle in question. Or if you select the trade entry mode as immediate, it will immediately open a position at the close of this candle. So you can see here the entry was a losing entry. Because the price didn't follow the logic of a trapped trader entry setup. Same thing happened here. Same scenario happened here, and it was a losing position. So this is the logic of a trapped trader, which will get triggered on a green candle when a sell stacked imbalance happens on the wick, between the wick and the body of the candle, and inversely on a red candle. We don't have an example here, but suppose that if we had a stacked imbalance, a buy stacked imbalance here, we would have entered short, but here we don't have a stacked imbalance. So this was the trap traders entry setup. The next entry setup is the stacked imbalance entry setup, which is a bit more complicated entry setup. So I will disable this one, trap traders, and I will only activate the other one. So this entry setup has 3 other settings that you need to specify. So let's start by the most simple ones. We have 2 filters. The first one is a VWAP filter, and the second one is a swing filter. So let me set this. Also, you have another setting which is the entry mode. So here we have 3 options: trend following, reversal, or auto. Trend following. Let's use this option. So we have trend following. We set the VWAP filter, and we leave this swing filter to off. And let me enable the strategy and wait a little bit until it gets executed on the last week. Okay. Okay, so let me first check the performance. Okay, so we can see that we have some performance amelioration here. We have not so bad performance. Let me explain how this works. So when you select this entry setup mode, you're gonna the strategy will going to look for stacked imbalance, no matter where the position of it. We don't care if it is on the wick or on the body. The important thing is that there is a stacked imbalance on the bar. So this is the first condition. The second condition is the trade entry mode. So if we wait for confirmation that we will need, then we will wait for the a second bar to confirm the movement. And if we select the trade entry mode to immediate, let me put this entry mode to immediate so we can see the difference. I will select the immediate entry mode and we let it execute. Okay, so you see that in this mode the position was opened immediately after we detected the stacked imbalance. So, and of course, if you enable the VWAP filter, this is the VWAP is displayed here. So we only open short positions when we are below the VWAP, and only buy positions if we are above the VWAP. let me check the performance here and see if we are okay. So here we have a slightly worse performance because we selected the immediate entry mode. So as you can see, whenever we have a stacked imbalance on a candle, we enter immediately if we are above or below the VWAP. Let me talk a little bit about the other filter, which is the swing filter. So the swing filter will filter entries by the swings prior to the entry setup. So for example, we will only enter trades if we have two successive decreasing swings, 1, 2. So let me show you. I will select. I will deactivate the VWAP filter and activate the swing filter, and leave all the other parameters as they are. Okay. So the swing filter will analyze the positions of the swings, the two successive. So I chose a fixed number of 2 swings. So for example, here we have an entry, we have a stacked imbalance, a buy stacked imbalance, and we have 2 successive increasing swings. Also, there is a parameter that should be set to the swings, which is this swing period. So the swing period will determine the period of the swings, and the period will determine how many swings on the left and on the right of a certain swing high or low to compare to decide whether this is a swing high or low. So the more you increase this period, the fewer swings you will find, and the more you decrease this period, the more swings you'll find. I personally use the value of 3 or 4 or 5 on this time frame. So maybe on other time frames you need to use other values. It's up to you to backtest and to see what suits your strategy. Okay, so let's go back to the chart. Here again we have 2 successive increasing swing lows. This is why we had this position opened. Here we have a short entry, but we didn't have a successive. Yes, this swing here, at the time of the close of this candle, this was a swing low. So we had this swing and this swing, but later, since we had a swing period of 3, later, after the position was opened, this bar came and took this swing high. So this swing high became invalidated after the position being opened. So at the close of this bar, we had 2 successive decreasing swings, but then this swing disappeared because it was invalidated by this one. So here, of course, the swing filter works. And if you combine the filters, the swing filter and the VWAP filter, you filter out, hopefully we can filter out positions that are not profitable. But of course, if you have, I came up with those 2 filters, but if you have other ideas, so as you can see here, the performance was not very good compared to the other ones. If you have ideas of filters, I would like to hear them. Okay, so I will explain the last parameter, which is related to this entry setup. So here I will put back the VWAP filter. I will remove the swing filter, and I will explain this this parameter here, which is a very important parameter in the next section. Okay, so the next parameter I would like to explain is this stacked imbalance entry mode. So the two first values of this parameter are straightforward. You have a trend following mode or a reversal mode. The trend following mode will enter the trade in the direction of the stacked imbalance. So if you have a buy stacked imbalance, you expect the price to go higher, you enter the trade long. Inversely, if you have a sell stacked imbalance, which is on the bid side, which is on the left side, you expect the price to go lower and you open a sell position. The reversal mode, let me activate it. The reversal mode is exactly the inverse. When you have a buy side stacked imbalance, you expect the price to go lower. And if you have a sell side stacked imbalance, you expect the price to go higher. So when you select the reversal mode, you can see that at first glance that there are some positions here that got closed as soon as they opened. And this is because the stop loss method, which I didn't explain yet, but if we go here and see and look at the stop loss strategy, we see that I have selected a method called last swing price. So if you select the last swing price and you reset the entry mode to reversal, it doesn't work good because the swing that the strategy will look for a sell entry will be the last high swing. But if we are in a reversal mode, then we may be in a higher high and the strategy will not find another higher high that is higher than the entry price, which is, let me show you the example what I'm talking about here. So this is not a problem, but you have take into consideration that at some setting configuration, there are some stop loss method that should not be selected. So here, for example, we had a buy side stacked imbalance. So the strategy will enter here. So it entered here a short position, but when it wanted to set the stop loss, it looked for the last swing. So because I set the stop loss method at the last swing, so the last swing at this level was here. This is not considered as the swing yet. This price is not considered as swing yet. So the last swing is here. So the stop loss was set to here, to this level, but the entry price was higher. So the position would get closed immediately because the stop loss is lower than the entry price for a short signal. So to make this work, if you select the reversal mode, you should not select the stop loss method to be the last swing price, but you should select it as a fixed currency value or the bar high and low. But the buy high and low will be very close to the entry price because we entered at the close of the bar. So if you select reversal mode, you should select a fixed currency value for the stop loss strategy, and the fixed currency value will be determined by this max stop loss currency, which is now set to 100. So if we enable this now, the position should not be closed immediately, but the stop loss should be set higher than the entry price and not lower because the swing price was lower. I know this can be fixed. Okay, so I think I've set the fixed price to be very high. So let's make it a bit smaller. Let's set this to be, because the contract size, so we set this to, let's say, 25. So with because the quantity will be set to 1 in this case. Okay. So as you can see, this is the reversal mode. I'm not a big fan of this reversal mode all the way in a full automatic scenario, because as you can see, the strategy will expect the price to go always in reversal mode, which is not the case all the time. So I don't recommend using this mode, reversal mode, all the time, but you can switch the mode here manually. So if you detect that if you are trading in a semi-automatic mode and you see that the price has entered a ranging mode, and you see that the price starts ranging between two levels, and between the VWAP, for example, the VWAP STD1 and STD2 levels, you can set the entry mode to reversal manually and then go back to trend mode when you see that the price started to trend. So this was the reversal mode. And the next thing I will explain is the auto mode, which is I personally prefer, which I personally use. I'll go back to the last swing price as the stop loss strategy, and I will explain this in the next section. Okay, so I will explain now the auto entry mode of the stacked imbalance entry setup. So if you select auto as your entry mode, the strategy will try to analyze the price movement and set the according entry mode, either a trend or a reversal mode, automatically. And I will explain to you what is the algorithm behind this. It is a very simple algorithm. So the first thing that you will notice is that when you select entry mode, that you cannot change it manually. So this button will become disabled. You would not be able to modify it. So the algorithm that is used here is a very simple algorithm. So I've modified the max currency to 25, which is very little. I will go back and set the stop loss currency to 100. Of course, we have the quantity strategy, which is set dynamically using this parameter, which is the risk adjusted. And risk adjusted is method will calculate the required number of contracts so that the stop loss defined by the last swing will be equal to 100, will be equal to the value defined here, which is $100. And of course, if the last swing is very close to the entry price, then the number of contracts will be very high, and this max quantity will limit the maximum number of contracts to 5. So we cannot have a position that have more than 5 contracts. This is good for protecting against a very high number of contracts if the stop loss is very close to the entry price, because we don't control what is the entry price. So let me come back and change a small parameter here, because I don't like. Because I want to show my preferred parameters. So I don't like to use immediate. I would like to use wait for confirmation always for this setup. Let me enable the strategy. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let me first check the performance of this one. Okay, so as you can see, we have a relatively good performance of this week. It's good. So the way this algorithm works is to try to determine whether we are in a trend mode or a reversal mode automatically based on the volume profile of the prior day. So first day will know in this example there will be no trades taken because the prior day to the 13th of May is not loaded on the chart. But of course, if you are in a live mode trading, you should uh, load the prior day. And if we go to the next day, so the next day when it starts, it will check the volume profile of the prior day. And the volume profile is calculated on the RTH, the regular trading session of the New York time zone, which starts at 9:30 a.m. until 4:15 p.m. Here we have a 6-hour shift because we are in Europe. Because and so the volume profile for each day is calculated between those two between those 2 hours. And so the day the for example 14th of May, when it starts, it will analyze the position of the current price in regard to the prior day. So if we are below the value area, which is the area that contains approximately 70% of the volume traded during the session, if we are below the value area, then we set ourselves to short only trend mode. So in all this zone, if we have a stacked imbalance, if we have a sell stacked imbalance, well, then we will go short. If we are above the value area, then we are in a long only trend mode. So if we have a buy stacked imbalance like this one, we will go long. And if we are inside the value area, if we are here inside this zone, then we will set ourselves to reversal mode, because we think that the price has found its balanced area and that it will range. So this is not always true, but it is a way to try to optimize uh, entries and to and somehow switch automatically between modes. Because if the price is still within the value area of the prior day, we think that the price is still in this balanced area, and it will continue to range until it breaks out from this area. And if it breaks out to the upper side, then we expect the price to do price discovery of, or some other people call this search for liquidity. I call it price discovery. So the price will go and try to find another balanced area, which has been done here. So the price created this value area on the 13th of May, and then on the 14th of May, it ranged a little bit inside this value area, and then it broke out, and it created another value area up to the upper side. And so this buy stacked imbalance was profitable, which is good. And so this is the same logic. So day after day, we look for the position of the price in regard to the previous day value area. And the algorithm also is capable of detecting a double distribution day. So a double distribution day is a day like this one, the 14th of May, which has a volume profile that contains two value areas. because it started here and then it broke and it created another value area. So the algorithm detected that this day is a double distribution day, and it has no impact on the next day, because the next day was fully above the two value areas. But suppose that the price went down here. Suppose that the price went down and ranged between those value areas, then the algorithm will behave accordingly, and it will, I think it will open, it will go into reversal mode between those two value areas. And so later, in this day, according to the algorithm, we are only allowed to go long because we are above the prior day volume profile value area. So here we have two long positions that were profitable. And then, so this was the 15th. And then the 16th, we started the day inside the value area, which is defined here. And then we went slightly above it, and we entered this trade that was profitable. And then we went back, started from here, we went back inside the value area, and we didn't open any trades, because I think because it's the VWAP that didn't allow positions to be opened, because if we are in a reversal mode and that we have sell side stacked imbalance, we need to be I think above the VWAP. So and then on the 17th we went below the value area of the prior day, so we only looked for short entries, and we entered in this on this stacked imbalance, this one, and then we had confirmation on this candle, and it was a profitable trade. So as you can see, the what contributed to the profitability of this week is not only the profitable trades, but also to the fact that we avoided many trades that could not be profitable. So this is the thing with the algorithm of auto mode, that it filter out trades that are not profitable. Okay, so let me continue and go through all the other parameters. Okay, let's start from the beginning. So the first parameter is the backtest mode, and the backtest mode is a checkbox that will let you activate or deactivate historical trades. So if you are like me here in the backtest historical mode, if you don't check this one and enable the strategy, there will be no trades open. So this mode, the unchecked mode, is for going live. So if you go live on your Apex or Earn to Trade account, you should not check this, or you will have historical trades, and you don't need to open historical trades on live mode. So this checkbox is for testing and historical mode trades, and you should uncheck it for going live. The next one is daily take profit. This is the amount in dollars that the strategy will stop when the amount in profit that the strategy will wait to reach before stopping the trading for the day. The same thing for the stop loss. So if the strategy hit minus $500 for the day, it will stop trading. Of course, if you set this to 0, it will not be taken into consideration. Same thing for the daily take profit. If you don't want the strategy to stop at a certain profit, you set this to 0. But I personally use these values, and I set my stop loss to 500. Stop at winning count. So this is the value. So if you don't need to be based on a amount of dollars for strategy to stop, but on a number of winning trades. So if you set this to 2, then if the strategy has made 2 winning trades, then the strategy will stop trading for the day. Same thing for the losing count. If the strategy hit 2 losing trades, then the strategy stop trading. So this count is the net count. So for example, the strategy opened three trades, 2 profitable, 2 winning and 1 loser. Then in total you will have 1 winning count, net count. So this number of 2 is not the gross number of winning count, but the net number. Same thing for the losing count. Swing period, I explained this previously on this video. It is the period that is used to calculate swings. Draw price swings, this is just to display or not swings on the chart. And here you have the colors used to display imbalances. Okay, so the next one is the trade time. So the trade time is used based on your local machine time zone. So if you are in America, you, for example, EST time zone, to set this to the regular time zone, set this to 9:30 to 4 p.m. 16:15, for example. This is the RTH in EST. So if your machine is based on United States, New York time zone, you set this as your time zone, for example. But if you are based in Europe, for example, and you want to set this exact time zone, then you should shift this by 6 hours. So this will become 3 p.m. 30 to 22:15. So the important thing is that this trade time is based on your machine time zone. Quantity strategy. And of course here, here you can add multiple intervals. So for example, if you set this to 15 to 16, and then let's say 20 to 21. So you can add as many intervals as you want. The most important thing is that the interval should start from the smallest number to the greatest number, or you will have a passing error. Quantity strategy. You have 2 options. Either you have fixed quantity and you set the quantity here. So if you want to set this to fixed quantity, you should choose your quantity that will be used for all positions, regardless of the stop loss or any other factors. But if you want to have your quantity dynamic, so for example, if you want to all your positions have a stop loss of $100 regardless of the stop loss, you set this to risk adjusted. You set the max quantity, which is the maximum amount quantity, as a protection, so you don't find yourself opening huge contracts. And then this risk adjusted will be very impacted by this stop loss strategy here. So if we have a stop loss strategy that is last swing price, for example, then the strategy will calculate the required contracts for the stop loss to be exactly $100 to the calculated stop loss. Max quantity, it is related to this quantity strategy. And then I explained all this. So the trade entry mode is either wait for confirmation or immediate. Okay, so I will jump those because I've already explained. Imbalances also. Then we have the order management. So when a position is open, you can choose to let an ATM strategy handle it. So all your other parameters will disappear. So you let your ATM strategy handle the management of the position. And here you have a drop box that will show you all your available ATM strategies on your machine. So this is ATM. Then you have dollar cost averaging. So lately Apex showed a statement that they will not allow dollar cost averaging on their account. So if you are using Apex as the prop firm, you should not use dollar cost averaging, but for other firms you can use this. And dollar cost averaging is a method that will let you dollar cost average instead of stop loss. So let me show you here an example. So if you set this to the dollar cost averaging and you set the profit shift to, let's say, 1 and the grid size to break even to 2, and let us test and see what this does. Okay, I think we had a small problem. Okay, so the problem was that I unchecked the this backtest mode and I forgot to set it back, and I also modified the time that I wanted to show you. So if I go back and enable this, it should open positions now with the dollar cost averaging method. So let me zoom in a little bit. So here there in this position there were no way to do dollar cost averaging, but later, yeah, here, so you can see here that we had a buy stacked imbalance, a bar that confirmed the entry. We opened at the close of this bar, and then we had a green bar that closed below the entry price. So each time you have a green bar that closes below the entry price, we increase the position and we set the break even to be the entry price, or the new average price of the position. And we close the position when we have at least two orders in this composite position. So for example, here, same scenario, we had a long entry, then we had a green bar that closes below the entry price, so we increased the position, and the average price, it went down from this entry price to the middle way between those two positions, and we closed the position at the average price. And then this was a straight chart. There were no need to dollar cost. Here we dollar cost average, but we missed the long run here. And then we opened a position that went straight up. Same here, straight up. Here I think here we avoided a losing position because we opened here and then the price didn't went down, it went up. And so after the close of this red candle, we averaged with a new position, and the new average price was the middle way between those two trades, and we closed at break even here. Here we had a winning position. So let me check the performance. Yeah, okay, so we have a not so bad performance here. Okay, so this was the this was the order management strategy dollar cost averaging. Of course, if you are using Apex, you should not use this. It is forbidden. And then you have a trail stop on swings. So this method will trail the stop loss each time you have a new swing in the direction of the winning in the winning direction of the trade. I will not show you an example. You can test by yourself. I don't use this a lot as it doesn't give really good result on the long term. But you can, of course. But you know, people use their ATM strategy if they want to use a trailing stop. Or you can use a none. You can choose not to use a order management strategy. So you want the position to be opened, and then you set your stop loss, you set your take profit, and let it run. You don't need an active order management for the position. So for that you select none, and there you go. Then the next parameter is what you do on opposite signal. So suppose you have a buy stacked imbalance, you open a long position, and then you see a sell side stacked imbalance. What you do? So if you select this to close position, then the strategy will close the active position. If it is profitable, it will close it. So this is an option. Then you can also choose to set a break even for the position. So if you see an opposite signal, you say I want the position to set break even so I don't lose, but I think I will let the position open so to hit the take profit. Or you can choose to do nothing and let the position be managed by another way. So I personally use do nothing. I personally prefer to do nothing when you have an opposite signal. Then you have the stop loss strategy. This is very important parameter. So you have three choices. You have the bar high low. So this will set the stop loss to the current bar high or low. Either we are on a long entry or a short entry. It's a very tight stop loss strategy. I don't use it a lot because it makes the stop loss hit very often. I personally prefer the last swing price, which is the previous swing that formed before entering the position. And this option will let us will leave us with a room, sufficient room to so the price to pull back and to go into the winning direction. Or you can use a fixed currency value, and when you set this to fixed currency value, you should not use the risk adjusted. You should use fixed quantity and set your order quantity to the quantity that you want. So if you have a fixed currency value for example for 50, and you have an order quantity of 1, then the stop loss will be calculated according to these parameters. But I personally use last swing price and risk adjusted. And then you have a take profit strategy. So you can set this to a fixed currency value, and you use this value in the take profit currency. Or you can use a value that is calculated in function of the stop loss. I personally use this method, so I use 1-to-1 ratio or 2-to-1 ratio. Let's leave this to 1-to-1 ratio. So whenever you have an open position, the strategy will calculate the stop loss, and it will calculate the take profit level accordingly to the stop loss. I will put this back to 100. And then you have the enable break-even option. This is a new option in the last version. And this parameter will enable or disable break-even to the open position. And if you enable the break-even, you will have the option to set how many percentage to trigger the break-even. So if you set this to 80%, so the price should go 80% into the winning direction, or 80% of the take profit to the break-even to be triggered. You can set this to 80 or 60. I also use the value of 60. And I think we had this is it. I think I've done all the parameters. Next, I will show you how you can backtest, and maybe show you how you can optimize this and search for the best parameters. Okay, so in this section, I will show you how you can do a backtest on the strategy analyzer tool on NinjaTrader. So for that, you go to New, and you select the strategy analyzer, and from there you will it will open this window, strategy analyzer, and in this tool you can select the strategy. Of course, you can select the strategy, and you can select different tasks. The first task is backtest or optimization, and these are the two ones that we're gonna concentrate on today. So to do a backtest, you select, of course, backtest mode, and you should select this backtest mode checkbox here. I will leave this to default values. This also, I'll set it to default, and I will modify this. I will put my trade time as such. Risk adjusted, I will leave this. Maximum quantity 6. Immediate, I will put wait for confirmation. I will deactivate trap traders. I will put this to auto mode. A view app filter, I will leave it. I will leave this to default values, and I will modify the minimum balance value to 45 because I will use the MES contract. I will put this to 1. The management strategy, I will choose none. On opposite signal, I will set do nothing. Last swing price for the stop loss strategy, 1-to-1 ratio to take profit. I will leave this here like this. I will increase a little bit the take profit so that the auto calculation of take profit will be hit, because it's not very when you have a stop loss that is variable, you don't have the exact stop loss value, so you can have more or less $10 around the 100. So I will increase this a little bit to not interfere with the automatically calculated take profit. Enable break even, I will put the value of 70. And for the instrument, I will choose the MES. I will choose volume. Of course, you can use another time frame. For example, you can use the range time frame. I personally prefer, for the MES, I prefer the 5,000 volume bars, because it will create candles that reflect volume activity. I will select tick replay. This is a mandatory. You should display it. You should enable tick replay. And for the period, I will select the last week. So starting from the 30th to the to the 70th. Okay, you should include commissions to reflect a realistic backtest. And I will leave the other parameters to the default values. I will hit run and we will wait a little bit. You can open the new Ninja script output and it will show the running of the backtest, and you can see the progress of it. So now it's finished. So you can see that it generated the backtest with all the analysis. You can display it on the chart. And this is how you can run a backtest on the strategy. Of course, you don't need a license. This is why I'm showing you this, because you don't need a license to do this backtest. You can download the strategy and do it. And the next step will be, I will show you how you can run optimization and look for the best parameters. Okay, so in this section, I will show you how you can run optimization. And optimization is a tool in NinjaTrader that will let you find the best parameters to use on the strategy. And so to do this, you select optimization in here, and there you can select the intervals on which you want to iterate over for parameters. So for example, let's start by setting this always backtest mode. You should set it to true if you are in backtest or optimization or in historical mode. So we set this to true, and then we leave these values to the default ones, and then the stop at winning count and the stop at losing count. Here you can specify the minimum value, the maximum value, and the increment. So for example, for stop at winning count, I will set this to from 2 to 4, for example, with an increment of 1. So the optimization will try all the possible values between the minimum value and the maximum value. And the stop at losing count, I will set this the same way, 2 to 4. So the optimization will try to run different values for all the parameters, and it will try to find the best combination which will produce the best result. So the time here, we'll leave it at this. The quantity strategy, I don't want to modify this. I will just leave it. But if you want to try another strategy, you can uncheck or check the possible values, maximum quantity. So for example, if you want to compare those two methods, you can check also the wait for confirmation, and optimization will execute the backtest on those two values and will compare them and will show you which parameter is the best one. And so I will leave all these values to, and so I will select none here. I don't want to test over other order management strategies. Do nothing, fix it. No, I want to select last swing, fixed value. So here, for example, I want to compare the 1-to-1 versus the 2-to-1 and see what is the best take profit strategy on the long run. Enable break even. Also, I can choose here to optimize and to see if we have better performance with break even or without break even. And so here I will select the instrument, same one, tick replay. Also, you should select this, and I will optimize on the last week. So this is for demonstration purposes, but if you want to do real optimization, you can modify other parameters, and you can select a longer period. So you can select multiple months or maybe a year. But it will take a lot of time. It will take a lot of resources for the computer, a lot of time. So here include commission, and here you can select the optimizer to be the genetic. So here optimizer, you can select the default one. So the default one will run all the iteration, all the possible iterations. So it will do cross validation between all the possible values of all the parameters. It will take a lot of time, especially if you have more than a couple of parameters. The best option here is to do genetic, and genetic will try to trace the optimal path and find the optimal parameters with the genetic algorithm. So it will not run all possible iteration. It will do a first pass, and when in the second pass it will eliminate the runs or the passes that did not generate a good enough performance. So I think it's ready now. If I hit run, it will start the optimization. So I hit run, and as you can see, it calculated that it will run for 36 passes. So if you go to the Ninja script output, you can see that it started running. You can see the output being it progressing over the days, and it will take some time. Yes, it will take some time. So I think I will pause the video. But at the end, you will see the best runs with the best parameters. So I think I will stop the video right now and come back when it's finished. Oh, so we can see that it yeah, it's very fast, because I think it detected a good path. Already it has detected a good path to the best optimal run. So I will do a pause and I will go back when it's finished. So it is quickly finished, and it seems like there is a small problem with the display of the results, but the detail, the analysis is it's working. But I will not spend so much time with this, because I already waited for some minutes. But here you should see, I think the reason is that because I've selected a very short period of time, and so NinjaTrader started to glitch, or I don't know what it does. But here you should see the different passes with their total net profit from the best to the worst. But here I don't see this. But I see the details. So if you select the first one, it shows you the detail of the passes, the analysis, the summary, and all that. So so this is running optimization. It should look like this. But here I have a small display problem. I don't know what is happening, but this is how it works. It should display the best passes here and the detail for each pass. I think because I selected a very short period of time, so it created a bug in NinjaTrader. I don't know. So this is how you run optimization. And you see here that if you hover over the parameters, you see that the parameters of this run here, or it will be displayed in between parentheses next to the parameter. So here it selected for this selected run, it show you what is the active value. And so here you can tell him to open this run in a new tab, and if you select this, it will run this pass on a new backtest. It took the parameters of this run, and it put them here, and it's running a backtest on those levels. So here we have the details. So it selected a very bad result. So I think NinjaTrader started to give a very bad result here. So yeah, this is how you run optimization. I had bad luck with this one, but this is the general way to run optimization. And also, you don't need a license for this. This is why I show you this, because you don't need a license. You can download the strategy, play with it on backtest and optimization, and even on playback. So if you select this playback connection, you can you can see the strategy in action on playback. You don't need a license for that. Okay, so let me do a final review here and do a final section about the website and subscription and licenses, all that. So one thing I would like to say here is that on my website, you can create an account if you go to login here. You click on login, and if you don't have an account, you can sign up, or you can, if you already have an account, sign in. And one thing I would like to say here is that I don't store any password. So if you are afraid that if you give up, if you are afraid that if you subscribe or create an account that I will see your password, no, I will not be able to see any password, because I don't store passwords on the website in plain text. I store hashes of passwords. So even if you forgot your password, I will not send back your password to you. I will ask you to reset it because I don't have it. So this is the first thing. Maybe some people are afraid to give they think that the website is not secure enough. And it's a very pertinent point of view, because many websites on the internet are not secure. Many websites, if you subscribe or create an account, they will store your password in plain text, and then the database get hacked, and then the passwords get leaked. It's a big problem. But in my website, I don't do this. I store hashes of passwords. It means I store the passwords in a transformed format that will not be able that in a transformed format that cannot be reversed to go back to the original password. But this is the first thing. And the subscription. So if you create an account, so let me here log in. So I have the my account, automated trading.ch, and so if you log in to your account, you will be able to see your dashboard, your subscription dashboard, by clicking on the subscription and billing button. And here you can see your license. So this license, of course, I will modify this license before publishing the video. So because if you put this license into the license text box on the here that appeared here, you will get access. But of course, I will not do this. I will update this license before publishing the video. But this is your license. If you create an account, you go to subscription billing, you can see that I'm not subscribed yet. And this is your license that you're gonna use for all the products. So you have one license that is generated when you create an account. And one remark regarding subscription is that I use Stripe. So if you don't know what Stripe is a payment processor that is based in the United States, that is used by many big companies. And I use Stripe because it's not me who manage the payment. I don't store any information about your credit card when you subscribe to your plan, which is cost $49 a month. You can, if you click subscribe, then you will be forwarded to this page, which is created by Stripe. So here you have this card number. So this text box is displayed by Stripe, is not displayed by my website, so I don't have access to your card number. But if you go back, if you subscribe, you will see your active subscription, and you can stop, pause, and resume your subscription anytime you want. No questions asked. You don't need to justify like many websites do. You need to justify why do you want to unsubscribe. No, for me it's automatic. You can subscribe. You can cancel if you don't like, if you, I don't know, if you don't like the products, or you want to go on a vacation, you don't want to continue paying for something you don't use, you will have an option here, a button to pause or you cancel your subscription. It will be automatically canceled. You don't need to do anything else. And Stripe will manage this. And if you add a payment method here, of course, it will be added to Stripe. It will not be added to my website. I will not have access to it. So if you are afraid that your payment details or your credit card details will be leaked somehow, or I will access them, or I will do some, evil things with it, I will not be able to do this because it's totally segregated. I use Stripe so I let Stripe manage all the payment stuff. On my website, there is no information about credit cards or anything of that. So it's totally safe, it's totally secure, and it's been working few months for many months now, and I didn't have any problem with any client. So it's totally safe. You can subscribe. That's it. I wanted just to show you how you can find your license and talk a little bit about the subscription. And so to enter your subscription, if you enable the strategy, you will see the subscription panel here. You should display it on the chart panel. You should. So let's wait a little bit until it calculates. Okay. So if you, by default, the chart panel is not displayed, so you should display it, and then you should enter your license here, and then click on the button that will ask you to do it. You copy paste your license, you click, and then your license will be validated or not according to your subscription state. And you only have to do this once a month because the state of your license would be saved, and you only do this once, and this is how it works. So thank you for watching this video. It was a long video and very difficult to make. Thank you for watching until the end, and I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe and share it with anyone you want. And thank you a lot, and to the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.